Hey everybody. Hey, I'm going to walk you through the tour of the it used to be called the Grader Project. It's the hands-on test that you're going to take for this class. So let me get started by sharing my screen. There we go. Okay. So what's a Grader project? It's a project that you're going to be taking live in the application. So far you have worked on doing simulations where you did a simulation training or a simulation assessment. Now, after you've kind of finished a series of chapters like in Microsoft Word, we're going to have you take an actual Word test. Okay. And it's going to be in the program itself. So not you're going to use MyTLab to launch it, but you're going to have to download a file and open it up inside of Microsoft Word. So you'll need to get access to the full program, not the online apps, the full program. So a Grader project, again, is a live in-application assessment, okay, with a pretty fast grading and feedback, so you know how well you did for like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, and so on, okay? So how does it kind of work? Well, let me start off by this. When you launch the test, there's a three-step process. One is over here, is to download the materials. When you click on the download materials, you're going to get this screen here that pops up. And so, for instance, you would download the instruction sheet. If you were taking this in class, your instructor might be giving you a copy of the instruction sheets. This way you can write all over it. If you're taking it at home or if you're taking it someplace else, I would recommend that you would download that instruction file too, because I think it's easier when you're taking the test if you take the old-fashioned way and kind of write some things and check off, I've done this so far so good, as opposed to, unless you got dual monitors, that maybe will work for you as well. So anyway, what you would happen here is you would download the actual starting file. So this is a starting file that you would download. I usually try to store it in my desktop, okay? This way later when I'm finished with making my changes, I save that file and then I know I go to my desktop and upload it and have it set for grading so I can see the results of that, okay? So I would click over here on download, okay? And again, then what would happen is I would put it in like here, my desktop, okay, in that process. Then, hey, step two over here was, here's another copy of the instructions, okay, here. It's the same one that if you went to the download materials instructions. So I don't have very many students who actually spend any time with the step two, because step two is follow the instructions to make changes to the documents. So you have a starting document, you have instructions, make all these changes all the way through to the end of that test, save that file with the new changes, and then go to step three over here, right over here, and then click on your upload and submit the file for savings. When you do that, you'll click on the file over here, right? Okay. And then it'll say, oh, look, your file was selected. You still have to go back and actually hit the upload button. So the first part was select the file in step three. And then the next step is upload. Once you clicked on upload, so I'm going to click on here to upload, then it'll come back and it'll say, hey, we have successfully uploaded. Let me go ahead and show you the grading. Click on continue. And when you click on continue, you'll get to a screen like this. Now, I didn't do very much on this test, so my score is pretty bad here. Okay, I got a 16.42% out of 100 points. So yeah, not very good. But I see what my score is, okay? I can also come over here and click on the review button. And once I click on the review button, I can see what's called my study card, my scorecard with the details of what I got right and what I got wrong, what points I earned, what points I didn't earn on that test. And perhaps if I make some notations, I can go back to my test, go back to my instructions, see if I can make any kind of changes and fix it a second time, resave the file a second time, re-upload the second version of the file, and see if it can improve my score. Okay. Typically what happens for me, I accept the highest score. So if you try it a second time, you mess it all up, I keep your highest score. Okay. So anyway, I hope that kind of helps you get an idea of how the test will work. This again would be the same whether you're taking it for a Word test, an Excel, a PowerPoint, an Access test, whatever. They used to call them the Grader projects. Okay. Now it's really just a tour of a hands-on test. Okay. So I hope that helps. I'm going to go ahead and stop my screen here, and we'll go ahead and end the recording, and have a great day.